Hey guys. So I picked up a few things over the weekend and I wanted to show them to you today, and I've gotten a chance to use everything at least once, some things even twice, and so I figured I would do some mini reviews while I was hauling these products or showing them to you. Alright, let's start with Friday. Friday, I was very busy. I had a lot to do, but you have to sit and just take a moment once in a while. So when I did that, I watched a video that Kathleen Lights had posted on YouTube, and she was using all Sephora products in her video. And one of the products that she used was a Sephora Lip Last lipstick. I was not familiar with these at all, but when I saw her put the lipstick on in the video, I said, "Oh, that's really pretty." And she commented that she really liked it. So even though I was very busy and I had a lot to do, I went up to Sephora and I purchased the lipstick. And this is in the shade number 1, which is called Oh My Beige. And it's a pretty good size lipstick. I've had some Sephora brand products before, and I've had good luck with them for the most part. I just remember there was one thing that I had that I didn't like, but for the most part, I do like their products. And this lipstick looked really beautiful on Kathleen. Now, we don't have the same coloring, but I wanted to try it anyway. This is one of those very, very light beige type lipsticks. I mean, the name of the lipstick is Oh My Beige, so it's one of those sort of concealer type colored lipsticks, which don't look good on most people. But the trick with these lipsticks is to, I feel like the trick to wear this type of shade is to use a My Lips But Better type lip liner. So whatever your lipstick color, whatever color your lips are, use a lip liner that is that color. Line and fill in your lips. Then put this over top, and then usually you can pull it off. But to try to wear a lip liner similar to this, which is what she had done in the video, I just knew that that was not going to work for me, that it wasn't going to look good. So I just used a lip liner that I had. I'm trying to remember now which one I used with it. Off the top of my head, I don't remember because that was Friday. But let me swatch it for you. So yeah, this is like a light peachy nude lipstick. And it has a really nice scent to it. It smells like grapes. So I'm wondering if maybe this has grapeseed oil in it. I don't know. It could just be an artificial scent, but it smells like grapes. It smells really nice. Glides on smooth, not drying at all, borderline moisturizing, but yet not so much that it's going to go anywhere. But yeah, I did like this very much, and I'm glad I got it. Although I don't really wear these super light colors. This was a YouTube made me buy it type situation. So this isn't like my kind of color, but I was really glad to try this formula because like I said, I wasn't familiar with these lipsticks at all. So really nice formula lipstick. Okay, so then from there, yesterday, I very impulsively just decided to go into Ulta and pick something up. And I was kind of surprised that they were open because it was Easter. We had gone to get frozen yogurt. I don't know if I even mentioned before, my husband and I love soft serve frozen yogurt, and we usually get that, I'd say, once a week. I love it. That's like, instead of getting ice cream, it's much better for you, and it's yogurt. But anyways, so we had gone to get frozen yogurt, and then we drove by Ulta, and I just drove in there, and my husband's like, "You going to Ulta?" He said, "It's probably not open." I said, "Well, let's find out." So I went over there, and it was open. I was so surprised. And so I went in there because you guys know I've been really into liquid lipsticks lately, and I kind of want to try as many different brands as possible. So I decided to get one of the Tarteist lip paints. And this is in the shade TBT, and it was $20. And the way they had the display set up, they had matching lip liners on the display where the testers were. And I wasn't intending to buy one of the lip liners, but then I thought, well, I've never tried a Tarte lip liner before either, so maybe that would be a good idea. Then I would have exactly the shade I would need of the lip liner to go with the liquid lipstick. Although I already had some things in my collection that I probably could have used, but I thought this would be a good opportunity to try out two different products. So I also bought the lip liner, which they call these lip crayons. And this was, oh, I got the shade Later Gram. And this was, I've got the prices written down here so that I could tell you. This was $18, which, that's a lot. That's a lot for a lip liner. But I looked at all the other lip liners that I owned, and this did seem to be one of the darkest nude shades that I have, but it has sort of a brightness to it. And I love the color of this. So that's the liner, and that's the liquid lipstick. And if you watched my last video, I talked about how I think it's a good idea to wear a liner or use a liner that is slightly darker than the lip product that you're using it with. That just works out great. And this is what I have on today for my lip products. So let me swatch them for you. This is a twist up, and that makes me a little nervous because twist up lip liners dry out quickly, and I've never gotten to use a whole one before it dried up, so that makes me a little nervous. These are extremely pigmented, or this is extremely pigmented, I should say. So goes on really easy and very pigmented, but yeah, the retractable pencil thing makes me kind of nervous because, I mean, $18, so I want to be able to use it, but I don't know how long it's going to last because of that reason. And as far as the Tarte lip paint goes, it smells like mint. And it's a moussey texture with a matte finish. And so that's what it looks like swatched. Now, it does have a tiny, tiny bit of transfer when it dries down, so you won't get a completely matte finish, but for the most part you will. I would say it dries down like 90% of the way, and then it just stops. But very, very comfortable on the lips, not drying at all. So as far as things that I had already tried before, reminds me so much of theBALM Meet Matte Hues liquid lipsticks. And I thought it was funny when I got home because as soon as I opened the Tarte one and smelled it and realized it smelled like mint, I was like, oh, the theBALM one smelled like mint too. Dug it out and went, wow. Do we see a pattern here, folks? So the colors are quite similar. I am so into this particular shade of any lip product right now. I just really like it. It's funny because the website describes the Tarte one as a mauve, and to me, this is not mauve. But I don't know, maybe my perception of what mauve is supposed to be is wrong, but when I think of mauve, I think of like a purpley pink. That's what mauve always meant to me. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, these very similar formula, very similar price, very similar color. But I'm still, glad that I bought the Tarte one. I don't feel like I duplicated it completely. I mean, the Tarte one is a little bit different of a shade, but very, very similar product. So if you live in an area, and if you've always wanted to get one of the theBALM liquid lipsticks and you don't live near a Kohl's that carries that, or you don't live near a Kohl's, period, this is such a similar product. I would say that, you know, you could definitely get the Tarte one instead, and but it is a slightly different shade, but not by much. Okay, so because I bought those two Tarte products, when I got up to the cash register, she said, oh, you spent X amount of money on Tarte, so you get a gift with purchase today. And I was like, oh, goody, because I didn't know that that was going to happen. So I got this makeup bag that says Tarte on the front of it, and so that was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that. And then also packaged with the makeup bag was a sample packet of the new foundation from Tarte that Ulta is carrying. This is called High Performance Naturals. Let's get the name right. Tarte High Performance Naturals Double Duty Beauty. Now you may realize that Tarte also has another new foundation out that is being carried at Sephora. That's the Rainforest one. So they have two new foundations out. Ulta has this one, and then the Rainforest one is at Sephora. This one is actually better suited to my skin because here's what it says about this. Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. Like a drink of water for your skin, this cooling hybrid gel foundation features a unique complex of powerful skincare ingredients to help restore skin's moisture while blurring over the look of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores for a smoother, hydrated appearance. The multitasking hypoallergenic formula delivers buildable full coverage and glides over skin for a natural, radiant finish. I am wearing this foundation today. The sample size, when I first saw the sample size that came with this, and they gave me 4 shades, by the way, and I used the lightest one that they gave me. When I first saw the sample size, I thought, oh, great. How am I going to test out this foundation when they don't give me enough to do my whole face? Well, as it turns out, I was wrong about that because the sample size ended up being perfect. And the lightest shade that they gave me was called Light Neutral. So this is the one that I used right here. And these are the other 3 samples. So the one that I used is in the trash because I used the whole thing. But yeah, they gave me 4 colors, and at first I thought it was going to be way too yellow for me. But then I went through my foundations and sort of matched it up to what I had, and it ended up being exactly the same color as my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NW20. And I was so shocked by that because I'm NW, and that's not the yellow side or the warm side of MAC foundations. So I was kind of surprised that it ended up matching that foundation perfectly. So I thought, oh, all right, well, this is going to be okay then. So I used that sample, the light neutral, and the first thing I noticed when I started to apply it was I could feel a tingly / slightly burning sensation as I was applying it. And I thought, oh boy, this has got skincare ingredients in it. And I started running down the list of ingredients because, I mean, there's like 100 words printed in that ingredient section. And I looked through it trying to see something that might be giving me a sort of allergic reaction. And there was one thing that I thought might be a problem, and it was let's see if I can find it now. It says something Rosa, here it is, Rosa Canina Fruit Extract. And at first I thought, oh God, Rosa, I'm allergic to roses. And I thought, if this is like rose flower extract, I'm definitely going to have some sort of allergic reaction. And then I thought, well, no, it says fruit extract. Roses aren't a fruit. So anyway, the sensation did go away, but my skin still feels a little tingly. So I guess it's the skincare ingredients that are in it. But that makes me a little nervous to buy a foundation with skincare ingredients in it, because I am very, very simple when it comes to skincare. I use the same cleanser on my face all the time. I use the same moisturizer. I don't like to switch up or play around with my skincare. You know, I found something like 30 years ago that worked for me, and I've been using it every day since. But I have to admit, this foundation does look really nice. It has a beautiful finish to it. It's not drying on my dry skin, and I do really, really like this. So I don't know. I like it, but the skincare aspect of it makes me nervous. We'll leave it at that, but I think it does have a gorgeous finish to it. Oh, and something that you should know is that I don't use a powder to set my foundation anymore. My skin has gotten progressively drier as I've gotten older, so when I do my makeup, I just use a foundation, just an FYI, because that would make a difference definitely in terms of what the finish look like. So this is just a foundation, no powder, and I think it does look really nice. And then the only other thing that I got at Ulta was I bought a Real Techniques brush that I did not own. I have a whole bunch of their brushes and I love them. I think that they are fantastic brushes for the money. And it's funny because I was thinking back to how I had done a review many years ago when they first came out, and I was kind of disappointed with them at that time because I had some that fell apart on me. The glue just let go and, you know, they fell apart. And so I was kind of disappointed with that. But in recent years, I have not had that happen. So I think they have improved the overall quality, like how they make the brushes and stuff, because they seem to be so much better made now, because none of the ones that I've bought in the last few years have fallen apart. Only the ones that I bought initially when they first launched. So just figured I'd throw that out there. But I didn't have this brush. I bought the blush brush, but I didn't buy it for blush, because when I look at this when I look at this brush, here's what it looks like. It's dirty because I just used it. But when I look at this, the first thing that pops into my head is bronzer. So I use this with a bronzer today, and it is perfect for that. So if you're looking for a good brush for your bronzer, this is fantastic. It's nice and big and fluffy, but yet it picks up just the right amount of product. So I use this today with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And so really, really glad that I bought this, because this was an impulse buy along with the lip liner that went with the lip paint. I went in there just to get that lip paint. Wasn't planning on picking up these other things. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I'm going to put a 30-second clip on the end of what else I did on Easter Sunday. And, well, we went for a walk. And I just stopped and said, you know, I'm going to just take like a 30-second video of my surroundings. And so hope you enjoy that. And I'll see you next time. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.